What is up? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new, my name is Brianna and I am so excited, so excited for today's video, and that is because we are talking about my 2023 goals. Now, let me just state before we even get more than 25 seconds into this video, this is not my idea, and this entire idea for this video and my next videos to come are coming from none other than the one and only Carter Sullivan. I will have her channel linked down below. She is my truest and dearest friend that I've met here on YouTube. She is so creative, she's inspiring, she's amazing, she's raw, she's honest, she is one of my truest and best friends that I've ever made in this crazy thing called life. With that being said, we are talking about our 2023 goals. I'm really excited to start doing these monthly resets every month. I think one thing that I don't focus on too much that's really important for me as I even just head into the new year is just to be more reflective and more intentional. I think so many times we see the new TikTok trend, the new Insta trend, the new thing on YouTube, the new Lululemon this, the new Stanley that, the new this, that, and every other fucking thing out there. I need to spend more time being intentional and reflective and thoughtful, and that is a goal as we move into 2023. We'll talk about my goals in a second, but I just want to get us in the right headspace of it's so important to reflect. It's so important to reset. It is normal to reset. The same reason why there's a back button on a TV remote, the same reason why there's, you know, an eraser on the back of a pencil. You can rip a page out and start new. And that's okay. Like, let's think of that as every month you can do that. If you're having a really shitty month, great, you have a new one to start. You can reset your day, your week, your month, your year, whatever that might be. Or you could be having an incredible day and like ride that high, and let's do it. So I'm so excited because today we are going to be talking all about my 2023 goals for the year, and I'm really excited to talk about them. I am going to do a like resetting for February. That's going to come a little bit later in the month. I need to spend a little bit more time and be reflective on that. We had some family friends here over the weekend, and it just got into my like filming and reflection time, so I don't want to just like throw that together. I want to be a little bit more intentional. So for today, we are just going to talk about my 2023 goals. I did 23 goals for 2023. We're also going to talk about my words of the year. I saw that Carter did this as well, and this was actually something that I wanted to do myself. I feel like every year there's words that I stick on a sticky note on my computer or keep in my phone just to be mindful and think about them as the year is going on. And then we're gonna do just like a little bit of a flip through of my bullet journal, which I also stole from Carter. I'm just like stealing all of her things because love this idea. But anyway, let's dive into it. Grab a nice beverage, sit, hang, get cozy. I'm cracking open my diet soda. Let's hear it together for the girlies that get it. That right there is, if there's a sound of every single year of my life, it is that. So cheers to 2023, cheers to starting a reset here on my own channel, and just cheers to being inspired by others and making things your own. So cheers, and let's get into my 2023 goals. So I went ahead and put my 2023 goals on the screen here so that you can look at my goals as well. And if you're looking at your goals, if you want to grab a pen and paper, whatever that is, or if you want to just grab a drink and beverage of choice and just sit and hang out, that's totally fine too. But we are going to go through my 23 goals for 2023. So first and foremost is save $10,000 in my savings account. So as you know, or for those of you that may not know, we are currently living at my mom's, my fiance and I, to just save a ton of money this upcoming 2023 season, to be just a year of saving and growth and my relationship with money and things. So I'm really excited to save a lot of money just in savings. We have been renting in the city of Boston for 4.5 years, and my savings is almost non-existent. So it's really a goal of mine to have a savings, a chunk of money set aside, and like really focus on some saving. Next is to travel to Europe with Corey. So Corey and I used to travel internationally so much together before COVID, and we have not gotten to travel internationally together since 2019, which we're really blessed that we've even been able to do it once, but I'm very excited for this upcoming year to be able to hopefully travel with Corey to Europe. We are, fingers crossed, going somewhere in April once I have a little bit more information from work. So if not, we'll maybe travel somewhere this summer, but if things don't pan out, that's why it's a goal, because I want to get Corey and I back across the pond together, and I'm very excited to just see new countries or the same countries that we've already seen together. We love nothing more than traveling together, so I'm very excited about that. Next is to find a morning routine I love. Here's the deal. There are days that I will wake up and it's 7 o'clock and I'm bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, ready to go, and by 7:30, like, I could start the day. I've made a coffee, I've sat on the couch, I've started to read. And then there are mornings like I had this morning where I set my alarm for 7 and I did not get out of bed until 8:15. So I just feel like I need to find a morning routine that gets me out of bed, that gets me excited, that makes me look forward to the next day, if that makes sense. I find that where I love the mornings and I love the start of a new day, I'm like a delayed morning routine. And I want to find a morning routine that I love and I look forward to, and that gives me a little bit of structure to my day. It's also really difficult in the Northeast. Like, it's freezing up here. I'm not going to go for a walk in the morning when it's freezing. It's just not gonna happen. So I just need to find a routine that brings me joy and that I can stick with. Next is I'd like to read 30 books. Now, I'm just getting into my reading era. Like, last year was the year that I fully started to enjoy reading and read a lot. I'm enjoying my Kindle, and so far in the month of January, I have read 2 books. So the idea of saying 100 books, 150 books is just not realistic for me. 30 books will even be pushing myself. That's what, like, more than 2 books a month, and I only read 2 in January. So I'm trying to push myself, but also just stay on pace with what brings me joy. I think that's another thing I just want to make like a comment on for goals. Some of these goals on here, I know that I will achieve. They're goals that we either have something already booked or I know we're already doing something, but it's still a goal, right? I don't think that your goals need to be something that are so stretchy all the time. You should be able to have things that you enjoy checking off. I once learned this, where when you're trying to reward yourself or you're trying to do something, like, the whole point is that you need small reward along the way. And I think if you make, and totally up to you, but like, I could not make a 23 goals for 2023 with things that I know would be so astronomical that there's almost just no conception of being able to achieve them. I want a few things on here that are realistic. I want a few things on here that I know within the first 2 or 3 months I'll be able to check off. That makes me feel excited and motivated, and that's how I operate. If that's not you and you want to create, you know, really large, lofty goals, I applaud you, and I think that's amazing. And hopefully in a few years, when I'm better with goal setting, and this isn't my first year of setting goals, that I'll be better at it. But to start out, this is how we're starting. Next is I want to unplug for 30 minutes before bed and in the morning. So I am a scroller, okay? TikTok, you've got me by the neck, because I love to scroll that freaking app. Like, I just want to sit there and scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll, and then I go to bed and the last thing I've looked at is a screen, and that needs to be a way more mindful habit that I really try to break. And as a goal of mine for 2023 is I'd like to, maybe that's read, maybe that's just socialize with Corey for the 30 minutes, or be a little bit more intentional about my nighttime time before I close my eyes. I don't want to be absorbing content 30 minutes before I go to bed. I just want to be a little bit more relaxed, and maybe that's gonna help me towards my book goal, right? That's gonna help me be really present in the moment. It's gonna help me be more reflective. Spend 730 hours outside. Now, I am a home girl. Post-COVID, I leave my house like 3 times a week. It's not great. I mean, like, physically walk out the door. So I decided that where I got the number of 730 was if I spent 2 hours a day outside, it would equate to 730 hours, right? 365 days a year times 2 hours a day is 730. Now, there are days like today where in New England it's like 15 degrees, probably not gonna step foot outside. But in the summer months, or maybe if it's a beautiful spring day, we'll be outside for 5 or 6 hours and I'll be able to make up some of those hours. So The goal is to spend 730 hours outside this year, and I am going to actually document my hours. I'll show you in another vlog or something how I'm going to do that on my phone and just be really intentional about the amount of time that I'm spending outside. So 730 hours, that's going to be a stretchy goal because I spend a lot of time outside, but not for like 3 months of a clip, right? Because it's freezing, so we don't spend a lot of time outside. So yeah, it's just gonna be a really great goal for me, and I wanna absorb more fresh air. So that's a goal. Next is I want to enjoy wedding planning. Corey and I have now started fully the wedding planning process, and let me tell you, for the first 4 months of trying to figure out a wedding, I was miserable. I was having no fun. Everything was way more money than we wanted. We wanted something really intimate and small and on a budget, to be quite frank, and I just felt like we could not find anything that we were looking for. And I just posted my coffee chat with me. I can have it linked up here if you want to go ahead and take a watch. We finally have a wedding venue and we have a date for September of 2024. We're so excited, and I am just ready for this year of like love and wedding planning and engagement party, and finally being able to just celebrate and move the planning process in the right direction. It has not been a fun experience for me so far, and I didn't want a big wedding, but I wanted something that was kind of traditional and untraditional. So long story short, I'm very excited, and I'm really, really happy and excited for the year to enjoy wedding planning. My next is to get a promotion at work. So I am currently a sales trainer at my current company. I love to train, I love to mentor, and I would love to be promoted to like a senior trainer or move up in the company. I think that where I'm at professionally right now is I just love what I'm doing. I don't want to move into a brand new role. I just want to be having a little bit more responsibility in the role that I'm in. I just really love my job right now, and it would be such a dream to be promoted and like keep doing really great things to show the company that I'm here and I'm invested and I'm excited to still be at the company. Next is to drink more water. As you can see, I'm drinking a diet soda, and that's because I want to, but I am just not somebody that drinks water. Like, I have the Stanley, I just got it, I really enjoy it, but I'm never somebody that is like, oh, I'm thirsty, let me fill up a glass of water. I crack a diet soda, I drink a ginger ale, I drink a Gatorade. So I just need to be better and more mindful, and a goal of mine is to drink just more water in general. Growing up, I used to literally hate the taste of water. I don't love it now. I like when it's really, really cold and it hurts my teeth, but like room temperature water, I feel like it just makes my mouth taste nasty. Like, I'm just not into it, and that's why I'm a diet soda gal, because when I drink something, I want to actually enjoy it. So I think drinking more water is a good goal, and just again trying to work in more like mindful habits, and I think drinking more water is a good one to have. Next is I want to hit 6,000 subscribers on YouTube. As of today, I'm at I think 2,660, so we have a ways to grow, but I'm really excited about growing this channel and growing our little community here. I love nothing more than filming and editing and being on YouTube and connecting with all of you. It has been the most beautiful year and a half so far. This upcoming May will be my like 2-year YouTube anniversary, and I was truly doing YouTube to document my travels and have like a travel diary and videos that I could basically double click into and relive memories and moments. Almost every night before Corey and I go to bed, or with my mom, we'll watch an old Disney vlog of ours, and I just feel like I get to relive that moment, and that's why I started YouTube, and it's just taken off and become such a joy and so amazing for me. So I would love nothing more than to hit 6,000 subscribers on YouTube. Next, I would like to take a class in something every other month. So when I say class, I mean like maybe it's a cooking class, a painting class, some sort of workshop every other month to test out some new things. Like, I love the idea of going to a cooking class and learning something while also being able to create something. So that's a goal of mine this year, is to try to do that every other month. They can get really pricey, and we are doing a lot of travel this year and the beginning of the year. So doing something every month seemed really just not feasible at all, and not something that felt motivating and exciting. So I changed it to every other month. That way every other month Corey and I have a bigger class or something fun to look forward to. Next is I would like to make 6 figures. I would like to be a 6-figure girly. I was so close for 2022. But I missed it, and that's okay. I'm okay with missing it, but I want nothing more than to be able to say that I had a year where I made 6 figures, and this is the year that I'm gonna grind and I'm gonna work hard and I'm gonna make 6 figures. I'm speaking it out into existence. I am excited about making 6 figures, so that's a goal. Sorry if the camera angle just changed. My battery was being a little funky, so I had to switch it around, but My next goal is to build an emergency fund. Now, being somebody that has not had the ability to sock away side money into an emergency fund and save for general savings simultaneously, that's a huge goal of mine for 2023. Being that we were living in Boston and we've been paying so much money for rent and just all things in general, I'm just really excited to be able to save for an emergency fund if something comes up with our car, doctors, things happen, there's emergencies in life, and I just feel like it's really important that I become more mindful and put money aside in case of an emergency. The next is to spend more time in the present. So, like I said, I love TikTok, I love Instagram, I love YouTube, I love social media, and I just find that it is consuming my day-to-day, and it's not very good. It's not something that I should be focused on. I want to spend more time in the present, playing more board games with Corey, taking my nephew on a walk when it's nice out, going out for ice cream for an hour, keeping my phone at home and not even bringing it out with me. I find that when I'm vlogging and on my phone and trying to create content and this, that, and the other thing, I'm never fully present, so it is a goal of mine to spend more time in the present with those that I love and those that I care about, and try not to be ingrained in social media and creating, because we've got one life, we have to live it to the fullest, we have to make moments that we'll remember, and that's been really important for me, so that is a goal going into 2023. Next is to post a podcast episode every week. Corey and I loved our Disney podcast. Corey and I enjoy going to Disney, so we have a Disney podcast. That's not the only thing that we do here, but we have a Disney podcast, and we enjoyed it so much, and then we ended up getting engaged, and it just kind of fell off. We were traveling a lot, we were moving, we were trying to figure out what we were gonna do, jobs, remote, everything else, just the podcast had to take a back seat. So my goal this year is, starting on Wednesday of this upcoming week, today's Monday, Wednesday is going to be the first episode that's going to go back live on the podcast, and I'm hoping to post an episode every single week. It's going to be difficult and it's a stretchy goal because I know that life happens, but it is a big goal of mine to actually be consistent with the podcast and have 52 episodes by, well, not 52 technically because we are not starting in January, so like 48 episodes for the year. Next is to make time for thoughtful moments with Corey. So what I mean by this is we are now living at my mom's for the next calendar year to save up to buy a home. And where that is so amazing and I'm so excited and grateful, it means that we have less thoughtful time together. My mom is home every night. We don't live alone anymore. So it is so important to me that this year I and Corey make an effort to spend really thoughtful time together. If we're going out to dinner, can we leave our phones in the car? If we don't have a date night planned, can we just remove ourselves and play a board game at the kitchen table for 2 hours? Or can I make an at-home date night for Corey and I? So I want to be more thoughtful about the time that Corey and I are spending together this year, because now that we're around people all the time and we don't have much like intimate or personal time together, it's important to just make sure that the time that we do have is extremely thoughtful. Next is posting 3 videos a week on YouTube. Now, as much as I love posting on YouTube, because we don't live in our own space anymore, it is a little bit more of a challenge to get out that many videos when my family was here this weekend and I couldn't film in the morning when I thought. I didn't have time to edit to get another video up, so I missed an upload. But my goal, and I am going to push so freaking hard for it starting today, is to post 3 videos every single week. Doesn't matter what days. I like to stick to a Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday. I love that schedule. I think it's great because it gives me the full weekend, a lot of creativity within the week because I do work 5 days a week. So I just feel like that posting schedule gives me the most amount of flexibility. 3 videos a week is my goal. Sometimes I miss a few because of travel and this and that, but I really want to push myself to have an average of 3 videos a week. Next, I want to explore a new town every month. So because we are in Connecticut now, I would love to look at like new, really fun towns by the water in Connecticut to explore, towns in Rhode Island to explore, New York, Vermont, New Hampshire. I just want to explore more locally. I think that's something where when it comes to travel, you don't need to travel on an airplane. You don't even need to travel longer than 20 minutes by car to explore an adventure. And I think that that's a huge goal of mine this year, is to try to, because of my job and because I work in travel, I am so unbelievably blessed to travel on an airplane all the time, to Europe, to different states in the United States all the time. And I want to get out of this mindset that travel means airplane. Like, travel can mean driving 45 minutes to a beach town and getting a lobster roll and walking around some small shops and driving right back home. That's still travel, that's still exploring, it's still adventure. And I want to just have a more positive mindset shift on what does adventure and what does travel and what does exploration mean. And it doesn't always need to be far away, and I want to be really intentional and thoughtful about that this year. Next is I want to sign my first brand deal. I would love to have my first ever sponsored video. Now, I have worked with a few brands in the past, my favorite one of all time being Cuts. However, they don't sponsor an entire video. I'm a brand ambassador for them, so, you know, they send beautiful clothing, which I am absolutely obsessed with, but I would love to land my first, like, partnership or brand deal or sponsored video. That would be just a dream this year. We are slowly growing, and I think that would be a huge dream and like bucket list item to be able to check off, is a company wanting to work with me. Like, that just makes me so excited to even think about, and it's a goal that I'm gonna strive towards this year for sure. Take more photos with loved ones. I feel like every single year this is the goal that I feel at. Every year I say I'm gonna take more photos with loved ones, more photos with family, more photos with friends. My best friend and I of 20 years literally have not taken a photo since my engagement, and before that it was her engagement party, and then before that was the wedding that we went to 2 years ago. Like, I just don't take any photos with my loved ones, and that is a huge goal of mine, memories and things that I have with my loved ones, and I think that's really important. Next is I want to go back to Disney World. I already know I am, but it's a goal, so it's on the list. Like, I know I'm going back to Disney. I'm going back to Disney twice. Once in March, once in May, probably again. Don't tell Corey, but I put that on there because it's a goal, and I'll be able to cross it off because you know we're going back. Next is find a way that I enjoy moving my body. So I don't go to the gym. I don't work out. I don't like any of that. I've tried to get into some sort of a gym routine and such, but for example, Corey goes to the gym 6 days a week like clockwork every morning and feels his best self when he comes home from the gym. The idea of me having to go to the gym does not excite me or make me motivated in the least bit, but it is a goal of mine to move my body and find something that brings me joy, makes me excited to move my body. I love to go on a nice walk in Florida when I get to look at the palm trees, but I don't want to go for a walk in February in New England when everything's brown and dead. Like, I don't want to do that. So I need to really emphasize and put some time and energy into moving my body. I want to lead a more healthy lifestyle aside from the Diet Coke, but I still want to be healthy and mindful and move my body, and it's important. It's longevity. We've got one body, we need to make it last, and that's really important for me. And then last is I'd like to cook a new recipe every month. Corey and I always say that we're gonna cook. I always say that I want to try something new, and we never open the cookbook. We open the cookbook to the same recipes that we enjoy, but I really want to try cooking some new foods. I feel like I need a drink of my water or my diet soda for a minute. But I think it is so incredibly important to try new foods and try new recipes and get creative in the kitchen. That's exciting to me, and it's a goal of mine for every single month to actually be able to track and see new meals every month. Like, that is really exciting for me to be able to see. So those are my 2023 goals. I am really excited about them. Let me move the camera a little bit so that I can be seated in the middle, but those are my 2023 goals in my little bullet journal that I have. Again, this true inspiration came from Carter. I love her resets. I love how thoughtful and intentional she is about goal setting. It's something that I really admire, and something that is just a whole goal of mine in general, is to be more intentional and more thought through and thoughtful, and just be able to reflect. And I think it's so important to be able to do those things. Now what we're gonna do is we are gonna talk about what is in this little bullet journal and what I'm gonna be tracking for goals this year. I'm very excited to kind of share. I took, again, some inspiration from Carter, and then just kind of a few ideas of my own of like what is in here that I wanted to go through. But before we even go through that, let's talk about my words of the year. So I put them on a sticky note, and I have 4 of them. They're right here next to my 2023 goals. So my first word of the year is present. Again, I want to live in the present. I want to spend more time very intentionally and with family and friends, and just being with my loved ones, not scrolling on my phone, keeping my phone away from me. If it's charging, I don't need the charger near me. The phone can live by the charger. And I just want to be more present and with those that I love. My next word is adventure. So I want to reshape my idea of adventure. I have been really, really blessed and really, really grateful with my job to be able to travel internationally a lot and domestically a lot. And that's great and that's wonderful. But adventure can mean going down the street and trying a new coffee shop. Adventure can mean anything that you want it to mean. And so this year I am really focused on reframing and reshaping this word of adventure and what that can look like. And I'm really excited about that this year. One of my next words of the year is love. So like I said, Corey and I are now starting the wedding planning process, and I just want to be really happy and full of love planning such a beautiful part of mine and Corey's next chapter. I don't want to get emotional, but like I am just so excited to like have finally found a wedding venue, and like it's just something that's so exciting. The wedding planning process for the last 4 months has been just such a nightmare. Everything is so expensive and society makes you think that you have to have like this big day, and like I am getting emotional, but like you don't. You can have a beautiful moment and like marry the love of your life and your person at any cost. And I am just hoping that this year, and this is what I'm going to be pushing towards, is this year is going to be filled with so much love, and I am so excited and so looking forward to it. And I'm sorry I'm crying. You know, sometimes you just get emotional, and maybe this diet soda will bring me right back down to earth. And you know, we get emotional sometimes around here. I'm not very emotional all the time, but talking about love and talking about that gets me a little emotional. So cheers to being vulnerable and crying sometimes. And my last word of the year is believe. I want to believe in myself, and I want to believe in the growth that I can have on YouTube, and I want to believe in the beauty of planning our wedding, and I want to believe in this idea of new adventure, and I want to believe that there are things out there that will come to me, and believe that the harder that I work for things, that those things will come as well. I just believe that these things are possible, and working towards them is going to be really great. So with that being said, that is my 2023 goals of the year, and I'm really excited to now share with you my bullet journal. We're gonna do just a quick little walkthrough of exactly what's in here, but I'm really excited for 2023. And now let's head into the next segment and let's look inside my bullet journal for 2023. Let's get into my bullet journal of 2023. So here we go, nothing too crazy and aesthetic, but we've got my 23 goals for 2023 here on the first page, and then we have words of the year, present, adventure, love, and believe. And then you'll flip, and these are my financial goals. So we have here that save $10,000 and then build an emergency fund. I like to be able to cross things off, fill things in. I feel like it's a way that makes me feel just a little bit more like I've done something, right? When you get to bubble something in, it's that little reward again that I feel like is just something I really lean towards. Then we have a subscriber tracker, so the monthly growth that I see every single month. This is something that I'm just really excited to finally track on paper. I also took this idea as well from Carter. I love this yearly growth of like, where did you start in January? Where are we halfway through the year? And then where do we end on December 31st? It's nice to be able to see it in paper. This was my idea, just kind of even breaking this page out even more. I put a subscriber tracker. I want to know, like, on the first day of January, how many subscribers did I have? And on the last day, how many did I have? I like to see the number jump, not the difference in number, but the jump. So I did that for January through December as well for another subscriber tracker. Then I did AdSense tracker. This is kind of exciting. I want to see what months and how growth happens. And, you know, AdSense happens. And so it's really interesting to be able to see financially what's going on YouTube as well. And then I put here just cities to visit, so some in Connecticut, Vermont, Rhode Island, and New York. Again, my goal is to visit a new city or town once or twice a month, maybe every other month, depending on how it goes. But this is just a list of a few towns that I've either already been to that I want to re-explore or try something new. And that is it for my 2023 start to the bullet journal. And with that, that is going to be the 2023 goals video done, finished, and so excited to have goals for 2023. Again, this video was totally inspired by Carter, and I'm so excited to start my own reset routine every month. There's a few little tips and things that I'm going to be taking from her, and then I do have a few little fun things up my sleeve. I don't know why I just shook my hand as if I was going to, pull up in my sleeve. But anyway, it's going to be a really fun year. Comment down below any of your goals or anything that you would love to see in my 2023 resets or monthly resets or whatever that might be. So cheers to all of you. Thanks for making such a beautiful community on the internet here, and I will see you on the next one. Bye!